Every season, the math resets for all 32 teams. If you were placing the odds today, what is the over-under on the Dallas Cowboys securing the NFC and reaching the Super Bowl in 2026? Driven by Dak Prescott's veteran leadership, the unit hit remarkable statistical heights. Prescott engineered one of the most productive passing seasons of his career. The passing attack was a high-volume machine. Week after week, they leaned heavily on their top playmakers to generate massive yardage and keep the chains moving at a staggering pace. Yet, possessing this nuclear offensive arsenal didn't matter when January rolled around. The season still ended in a bitter early exit from the postseason. The fatal flaw was simple math. A team can score 30 points a game, but that output becomes practically useless if a porous defense consistently surrenders 31. To fix this, Dallas is aiming for a specific, counterintuitive target this year. They aren't trying to build the next historic, era-defining defense. They just need their newly revamped defense to hit a baseline level of average. Pair an average defense with an elite offense, and you suddenly have one of the most dangerous rosters in the NFL. This chart uses the Burrow Bengals as a baseline. Their elite passing contrasts sharply with the middle-of-the-pack defense. Cincinnati proved this formula. With top-tier receivers and quarterbacking, you can reach the playoffs as long as your defense holds this middle-tier line. The question for Dallas is whether their offense can sustain that required hyper-productive pace for another full season to make the math work. The answer might come from the sheer amount of tension inside the building right now. High-stakes contract uncertainty is forcing their top weapons into a massive prove-it year, particularly for stars like CeeDee Lamb. Playing without long-term financial security turns every single route and every single catch into a legacy-defining audition for the team's top earners. Managing a huddle full of players fighting for their next paycheck requires a specific kind of veteran anchor. That falls entirely on Prescott to act as the facilitator, distributing the ball and keeping a volatile unit focused. Rather than fracturing the locker room, this immense internal pressure practically guarantees the offense will push itself to maintain the overwhelming pace needed for the Burrow corollary to take effect. With the offense motivated by the ledger, the front office had to tackle the other half of the equation, artificially raising that defensive floor. You could see the pivot happen back in April. Instead of chasing offensive flash, the organization used the draft to prioritize immediate, necessary defensive reinforcements. They also recognized a need for fresh tactical thinking, bringing in Christian Parker to help catalyze a turnaround on the defensive side of the ball. Hiring a young, highly regarded assistant who has spent his career studying under top-tier defensive minds is a direct effort to modernize their scheme. The combination of his arrival and the new defensive talent will energize a stagnant locker room and patch glaring situational breakdowns. Again, the goal of these coaching changes and draft picks is not to build an impenetrable wall. It is simply to achieve reliable competency when the pressure spikes. By systematically identifying and addressing those specific vulnerabilities, Dallas has positioned its defense to easily clear that required middle-tier benchmark. If this defense successfully holds the line at average, the mathematical probability of the entire NFL season shifts toward Dallas. It creates a state of true complementary football. A stable defense completely removes the exhausting burden on Prescott to win high-scoring, back-and-forth shootouts every Sunday. This line graph illustrates a counterintuitive reality. As offensive passing yards drop slightly, win probability increases. Lower passing stats don't mean the offense is failing. It means the defense is finally getting off the field, eliminating the need for desperate catch-up drives. This dynamic gives Dallas a severe strategic advantage. They can dictate the game's pace, grind down the clock, and physically exhaust their opponents. It's a sharp contrast to the vulnerable, one-dimensional Dallas teams of the last decade who lived and died almost entirely by the deep ball. By plugging fatal defensive flaws and unleashing pressure-tested offensive stars, the Cowboys have engineered a mathematically sound roster. The path to a deep playoff run is sitting right there for Dallas, provided their 2026 rookie class can step onto the field and provide immediate tactical utility. That utility starts with Caleb Downs. He is the absolute linchpin of this defense because of his processing speed. As his coaches put it, his feet are connected to his brain. At only 21 years old, he arrived at rookie minicamp having already mastered the playbook. He knows the schemes so thoroughly that he is actively directing traffic and teaching the concepts to established veterans. Dallas can move downs across the formation as a deep safety, slot corner, or off-ball linebacker. This pre-snap movement disguises their intentions. He can bluff a blitz at the line, then drop into a deep zone, forcing elite quarterbacks into costly hesitation. Downs provides the mental speed required to shift the entire defensive identity. By ensuring the secondary is aligned correctly on every snap, he raises the unit's baseline competency before the quarterback even begins his cadence. While Downs is a plug-and-play star, the rest of the rookie class requires a different approach. They possess specific physical traits that require tactical shielding from the coaching staff to maximize their impact. Third-round pick Jade Barham is the perfect example. He is a massive, physical run defender, but he has significant liabilities when asked to drop back into pass coverage. In this schematic, deploying Barham as a downhill Mike linebacker utilizes his power to attack the pocket, while safeties rotate behind to cover. Forcing the offensive line to collapse inward creates the one-on-one edge matchups Dallas's pass rushers need to win. This niche role-playing extends to the defensive line with LT Overton. He's a powerful, dirty work tackle who will provide 10 to 15 crucial snaps a game specifically to anchor the run defense. These rookies aren't being asked to be superstars. They are hyper-specialized tools designed to handle specific chores, keeping the veteran core fresh and effective for the postseason. The search for specialized depth continues on the offensive side of the ball, where the undrafted free agent pipeline is under review. The team is applying pressure to the roster with prospects like Jordan Hudson, a smooth, natural route runner, and physical tight ends DJ Rogers and Michael Trigg. While these players aren't guaranteed a spot on the 53, their presence forces the established veteran depth to compete at a higher level, hardening the bottom of the roster for the long season ahead. This is the contenders' calculus, a weak division combined with a rookie class built for immediate, specialized utility. Based on the fundamental roster mismatches of their division rivals, take the over on Dallas winning the NFC East. However, when it comes to the Super Bowl, the calculation shifts toward a push or a slight under. Relying on a 21-year-old defensive caller and scheme-dependent rookies creates severe volatility. In the playoffs against elite offenses, those tactical shields can be broken. The evidence suggests a division title is the probable baseline for this roster, but the Super Bowl ceiling depends on youth performing under championship pressure. How does your math shake out?